Very unlikely.
Oh, thankfully.
Yeah. So Rob's down to a couple of lands and a Grim Harrispex at this point, it looks like. So
It's not looking good.
No, it's looking pretty grim.
Like a Grim Harrispex,
Yeah,
Daniel?
I would say so. Just because Tyler has revealed that Ojutai, so that's going to come down presumably and finish the game pretty quickly.
Tyler had a he didn't have that many lands in his opener.
Yeah,
So
but
he's discarding them. So
we have
I
Jace.
assume he drew some. Jace, I assume this will tick up, or it'll flash back a Duress.
I mean, at this point, I don't think he wants to flash back the Duress.
Yeah.
I think he's just going up. Alright, what Rob get there?
A card he likes to shuffle around. It's 3 lines in hand. Grim Harrispex coming down? Yeah, looks like it. Tyler's hand looks to have improved to include a few more dragons.
Oh, okay. So he's picked up Sidisi's Faithful. I thought it might have been a Jace, but looks like he's going to just play that out there to cycle.
And Tyler has dragons sometimes.
So Jace's still just going up on the Harrispex. And yeah, just playing out the Dragon Lord Ojutai. Try and get this game done before Rob can draw anything. Rob's picked up Rally, but unfortunately his graveyard is not looking all that stocked and he doesn't have a sack outlet yet.
Good. He's got another Catacomb Sifter.
Yep. Yep, Ojutai getting in there, just getting his free Anticipate. Looks to be choosing between Ultimate Price, Painful Truths, and a Swamp. Not quite sure what he took.
Ultimate Price, I believe. Oh no, he took the truths. Painful truths. Both the full free.
Yep. His life total's still at 19 though because of the foul tongue. And yeah, we got another Duress taking care of that Rally.
I have a feeling there wasn't much choice there.
No, I don't think there was. Okay. Interestingly,
I guess this is the edge that Esper Dragons would have over, a hard control matchup. If this was hard control, he wouldn't have been able to punish Rob so quickly. Whereas, in 2 or 3 turns, it's game over.
yeah, that's very true. Being able to play a 5-power dragon on turn 5 is pretty good, but I think if it wasn't dragon control, if it was another type of control, he probably could have found some kind of a mentor or something like that.
That's really interesting. I mean, Tyler's playing some mentors in his sideboard too. Whether or not he brings them in will be something we'd be interested to.
Yeah, I know he was questioning it before the round started. Interesting, it looks like he's crossed out Hallowed Moonlight on his deck list to add a mentor to the main deck.
He's also crossed out Hallowed Moonlight to add a Hallowed Moonlight. Very, very interesting, very neat deck list.
I mean...
Is that a mentor in the main board?
Okay, Rob's found a
Collected company, and it's
so-
resolved.
Well, Tyler's tapped right out, so if this collected company hits big, he could actually claw his way back into this game. So, okay, he's found a Jace and Zulaport Cutthroat. Unfortunately, nothing to actually get rid of the Ojutai. I think it could have been good in some ways to hit a Reflector Mage off that, bounce the Ojutai, and hope that he doesn't have another dragon just to buy yourself more draw steps, but
Unfortunately, he does.
yeah.
So the top 8 we've got today is Gary Wong in first seed, Justin Chong in second seed, Tyler Visser in third, Andrew Jacobs in fourth, Kyle Vincent on fifth, Rob Liu in sixth, Jonathan Yuan in seventh, and Jessica Roop on eighth. Gary Wong looks to be on a blue-red prowess kind of deck. Justin is also carrying out Rally. Tyler, as you can see, is Esper Dragons. Andrew Jacobs. I haven't actually.
Abzan.
He's on Abzan. Okay.
Yeah.
It's,
Packing the siege
that's
riders
interesting.
again.
Kyle Vincent is on Ramp. Oh, looks like we're off to game 2.
I saw an infinite obliteration there, so
Saw a flooded strand.
that should be pretty good if you can get that Dare Hunt
Yeah.
on turn 3, just taking out the husks or the rallies. And
I don't think you can take out the Rally. It is a creature spell. However, I don't know. I personally prefer naming the draining guy.
Zulaport Cutthroat.
Zulaport Cutthroat.
Okay.
I spoke to a couple of pros overseas about it, and that's something that they hadn't considered.
Rob really getting it in there so that we can.
Rob
see
has
all of
shown
his
us
cards.
some lands, Reflector Mage, and
Catacomb
Catacomb Sifter. Looking a lot better than he did last game.
I mean,
A little bit, you know. It's an extra card.
it's an extra card.
I could honestly see myself having kept the Elvish Visionary hand. I mean, between them drawing cards and just getting it for a couple of points of damage here and there, I feel like he could have drawn to a better hand.
Got 7, 9, 10. It's got 10 green sources. So it just depends really if Tyler was able to kill the early Jace. If he was able to kill the Jace, then
Turn 1 Duras looks to have missed, but gives Tyler perfect information.
there's Rob pumping the fist.
You gotta celebrate, you know, small victories.
But in terms of whether you take the husk or the Zulaport Cutthroat, in a deck that's playing Dig Through Time, I like taking the husk and then going to find your flying tendrils, because I don't think they can really beat you at that point.
I don't know. I'm on the opposite side where I feel like I can take out, you know, the Nantuko husk with my ultimate prices, my removal spells. That instant speed ability to interact with sacking. I guess we're on different sides. Let's see what Tyler names. He is the important party at play.
He's definitely played the deck a lot more than I have.
Esper Dragons? That's saying something.
I mean, it's definitely Tyler's comfort pick.
It is. But, you know, he picked it last weekend. He ended up winning the PPTQ over at Town Hall with it. It was a very good meta call. I ended up playing this deck today. I ended up in a slightly more miserable 13th place, but turn 2 Jace for Tyler.
Yeah, he's hit the turn 2 Jace
He
again,
has.
which is really just...
Turn 3 Reflector Mage isn't terrible.
It's a pretty good answer.
Yeah, well, it's Rob's only answer, unfortunately.
It's an interesting thing with the turn 1 Duras missing. Taylor's a little unhappy because he basically ripped up a card, but at the same time it means that Rob doesn't have Collected Company, which is probably his best spell.
Collected Company is the best spell
Outside
in
of
this
the combo.
matchup. He's named Catacomb Sifter. It makes sense since he's got some knowledge of that being in his hand. It's possible that Tyler has another Infinite Obliteration that we haven't seen.
Yeah, he also has the Jace,
He also
so
has the Jace.
he knows
I
he
should
can
get
sort of
that.
go back for
Yeah,
the
so
second
Rob
one.
did bring in the Anafenzas.
He did, yeah.
Bring in the beats. Unfortunately, they were not the turn 3 beats.
No. So I'll be interested to see if Tyler just slams another turn 5 Ojutai and tries to finish this pretty quickly, because now he knows that Rob is just holding lands. He has a 2-3 on the battlefield, and that's it.
I think it depends, because I mean, if Rob rips a collected company, and Tyler's just got an Ojutai, there's an indiscrepancy there. Tyler's less inclined to want to finish the game quickly because of Rob's mulligan and his severe lack of resources. In this case, it does appear that Rob drew another land, so it's pretty miserable from Rob's end. Either you've got the good mana base and you're making your land drops, or you've got a very clunky mana base, but you've got all these great cards in hand, and that's a downside of the rally deck, unfortunately.
Tyler just playing out the Jace again.
We've just had another result from top 8. Gary Wong on Blue Red Prowess has defeated Jessica Rupa, who was playing mono red deck. It was 2-0 to Gary. Looks like we've got Andrew Jacobs and Gary Wong already through to top 4.
Tyler looting with Jace.
He's in no hurry to flip it. There's no clock.
And just discarding ultimate price. Looks like
It doesn't look like it's great in this particular instance.
No. He also doesn't have the Ojutai, but this might find one. That's a dig through time.
I believe we've all heard of that card. Some of us have been lucky to play it in Modern. Those days were good.
Tyler is ahead quite a few cards at this point with the Painful Truths for 3. But still doesn't really have anything to actually slam the door shut on this game.
He has, however, found himself in a gate, which is, some protection against the companies. The rally itself, which doesn't look like it's getting very much back at the moment, so not much of a scare card. Rob does look like he has one in hand, though.
He's got a Void Chatter as well, so...
No, nothing is really happening on one side of the table, unfortunately.
Yes.
That amount of permission, it's very hard to get through. Rob would need his own dig through time at this stage. That is another Reflector Mage he has picked up, though.
He's going to try and bounce the Jace. It'll be interesting to see if Tyler is actually interested in counting this.
I think he is.
Oh, there's a Silumgar. Okay. I didn't see that.
Silumgar having very few options at the moment. You take what you can get.
This loot's going to be flipping Jace. It'll be interesting to see whether he goes for the flashback obliteration or whether he just plays the dragon. Okay, Painful Truth. Just... Okay, and there's the Ojutai. Okay, ticking up on Reflector Mage, making sure that Rob has no offense at all. Tyler has drawn so many cards that he's discarding. This is looking very unfortunate for Rob.
Oh wow, he has more lands than the control player. That's not a good place you want to be in.
I don't think he's missed a land drop yet, and Tyler just discarded the hand size, so he's kind of just running up the score, I think,
That's very
at this
unfortunate.
point.
At the moment, we're quick starting the top four with Gary Wong versus Andrew Jacobs. We've got Abzan versus Blue Red Prowess. Having spoken to the guys, they feel that Andrew Jacobs is favoured. However, we'll see how things go with Gary being on the play and having a very aggressive deck.
And there's the dragon.
Rob is now on a 4-turn clock.
And I believe Rob just drew another land, so that's pretty great.
He looks pretty miserable, even if he's hand passing.
I mean, he knows as well as anyone else that this game is not looking good.
Is Tyler on 4 or 24?
Tyler's actually on 4. He's been Drist a couple of times and fetched and taken some hits from the Reflector Mage, but it doesn't matter.
Against most decks, it'd be a pretty big scare if you're on 4 and they're on 13. Unfortunately, Control isn't one of them. Sorry, fortunately, Control isn't one of them. And we have a concession. Tyler Visser wins 2-0 and proceeds to move into the finals. He'll be